animators decide to flash us with some Sung Jin cheeks for a single frame. Solo Leveling is finally back with another season, and more importantly, my glorious OP Riz King Sung Jinwoo is back better than ever. We start off this first episode of this season with Sung Jinwoo in bed being woken up by his sister calling him about her parent-teacher conference that he needs to attend. And when he shows up, his sister is like, damn, who the fuck is this light-skinned Duke Dennis looking ass motherfucker? Like, bro is looking fucking majestic with his dress pants and shirt. Like, just look how clean his new cut is. Like, oh my god, this character is so tough. And of course, everybody is glazing this motherfucker on his looks, even the damn teacher. But during this parent-teacher conference meeting, she asked Jinwoo for some help to talk to this one student who is also an aspiring hunter but has been skipping school lately. But it turns out he knew this girl already, and she turns out to be Jinna's friend. And instead of telling her to stop skipping school or giving her a lecture about the dangers of being a hunter, he just like, alright, whatever, I'm gonna teach you about how OP I am, let's go. Like, goddamn, bro, this motherfucker is just so nonchalant and it's just oozing aura, bro. Meanwhile, this brolic ass dude is visiting from the United States because last season, this dude Jinwoo packed up his older brother when he was being a piece of shit to Jinwoo and tried to jump him in the dungeon and take everything for himself and his team. So bro wants to get revenge for his brother dying to Jinwoo. At the same time this is happening, Jinwoo and his sister's friend enter this gate with a group of hunters to simply observe hunters during a C-rank gate. But by now you should know, if anything is supposed to be a C-rank gate, there's always gotta be some kind of bullshit that comes with it. And of course, nobody knows Jinwoo's actual rank and still sees him as an E ranker. And the leader of these group of hunters is an A rank tanker, and he's like, bro, why'd I get these weak ass motherfuckers on my team, bro? So bro thinking he gotta carry hard, when in reality, bro's probably gonna be the one to get carried by Jinwoo's overpowered ass. But right before they complete the entry of the gate, it turns bright red, which is actually a sign of at least a B rank gate or higher. And this causes Jinwoo's aura detector to go off and be like, hey bro, you're not gonna get folded, but the people around you are definitely gonna get folded. So he lets some people on the other side of the gate to get in touch with someone strong and fast. So they get transported to a fucking snow biome, and they immediately get jumped by some ice elves, and someone is already dead. And Jinna's friend almost gets her whole head taken off, but Jinwoo just grabs the ice arrow that was aimed at her like it was absolutely nothing. Bro is not even the slightest bit phased, bruh. And while saving this girl's life, this B rank hunter sees this shit and she's like, man, this motherfucker ain't no damn E rank. And at the same time, she's also like, damn, I'm trying to fuck. Because the moment that the leader suggests on splitting up into two groups, she wants to be with Jinwoo's group. Like, bro, is it that easy for bro now? Like, this is top tier Riz, straight up. And this causes the A rank leader to get pissed off at Jinwoo for some reason, which then he gets hit with some self-realization that this motherfucker Jinwoo is living rent-free in bro's head for no reason at all. Because he just assumed that Jinwoo is the leader of the other group, when there are members of his group that are listed as stronger than him. Basically, in brain rot terms, this motherfucker Jinwoo has so much fucking aura, bro just automatically assumed that he was the leader of their group. Also, his group ends up getting absolutely cooked, so it was the right call for this girl to stick with Jinwoo. And when this girl asked Jinwoo why they headed into the forest where the bears are, Jinwoo reassured her that they were gonna be fine because at least it's only the bears and ain't no damn ice elves from the beginning that tried to jump them. He then pulled out drip from his inventory for everybody to stay warm. Like, bro, look at this man Jinwoo being generous like a king that he is. And when everybody is surprised by this, wondering how he has a whole inventory he can just summon, he tells everybody not to ask him shit about nothing and just keep quiet, while he's also looks maxing and mewing at the same time, and everyone just goes along with this shit. Like, bro, this dude has the greatest face card known to man. This is actually unfair how handsome they made this motherfucker be. Suddenly, Jinwoo's whole group gets rolled on by a big ass polar bear about to chomp on these motherfuckers, but Jinwoo just holds holds up his hand like he King Baldwin and is like, yo, chill, let me cook real quick. Like, bro, this man Jinwoo is just so calm and collected and so nonchalant. Like, this is GOAT mentality shit right here. By the way, this is the same motherfucker who was getting folded by shit half his size 12 episodes ago. Now bro is beating up polar bears more than quadruple his size like it is just a regular occurrence, and he had his whole team shook. And then he just summons his shadow army to beat up the rest of the polar bears for him. Like, bro, Igris did not have to do this polar bear like this. And this is where the episode ends. Like, bro, this dude Jinwoo has more aura than any fictional character that I've ever seen. And next episode, we probably gonna see Jinwoo aura farming even more than this episode. Episode 2 of Solo Leveling recently dropped, and this fight between Jinwoo and Baraka, if you even want to call it a fight, was honestly just outright disrespectful, and the shenanigans being pulled during this fight were just outrageous. So in this video, I'm gonna give you all a quick breakdown of this entire fight, starting with this motherfucker tweaking out after seeing Jinwoo's group thriving. So last episode, these two decided to split up because bro didn't want to hard carry his ass teammates, but after his team got squad wiped, bro is absolutely losing it seeing his ass teammates having a whole cookout without him. He then starts threatening them, being like, alright y'all, I'm giving y'all to the count of 3 to tell me where y'all got this drip and why you beef from before I fuck y'all up. And it is at this moment that Jinwoo comes back from his hunting spree and is like, yeah, nah, shut your dumb ass up. But suddenly, Jinwoo, having the most aura in the universe, is just like, yeah, y'all know I can see you. You're not slick, bruh. Come on out. And after he says this, a whole army of ice elves just appear out of thin air. Like, damn, bro. Jinwoo just like me when it comes to thinking that somebody hiding behind the shower curtain in the middle of the night. And then this guy sitting on the horse named Baraka is just like, yeah, so one of my guys really wants to fight you, so just give him a challenge or something. But with no hesitation at all, Jinwoo speed blitzes this motherfucker and chops his head off in one swift motion. And Baraka sees this, but he's not phased at all, and he's like, alright, bro, that's cool and all, but y'all are hella outnumbered. Y'all know that, right? But then Jinwoo's just like, outnumbered? Psh, bitch, please. And he summons his whole army of shadow bears and soldiers. Like, dog, Jinwoo's army pulling up had me geeked. I can't even lie. This shit was so tough. And then they start throwing hands. And bro, the moves Jinwoo was pulling here was equivalent to watching a mass strat work. No glaze. So when the all-out brawl breaks out, Jinwoo's group is like, yeah, nah, we not built for this shit. Let's go. And they get to step it. However, in the distance, there are 3 ice elves aiming to kill them, but Jinwoo shows up and dog, he catches this motherfucker's arrow and proceeds to slice and dice them effortlessly. Like, goddamn, bro, this motherfucker Jinwoo is on fucking demon time. After trading some dialogue back and forth, Baraka steps on Jinwoo's knife so he couldn't move back, but this motherfucker Jinwoo recalls that shit. It disappears and then reappears in his other hand, and then they continue fighting. Like, no glaze, but the animation along with the sequence was so fucking clean. But what wasn't clean was this shit right here. After trading a few more blows, Jinwoo was like, hey yo, can y'all nuke this motherfucker? Like, these motherfuckers stole Escanor's whole flow. Ah, hell no. But it's alright, cause Baraka ate that shit. Meanwhile, Jinwoo is severely lacking in mana points and won't really be able to hold up his army's attacks for much longer, and really desperately needs brute strength from his soldiers. Suddenly, NPC number 54, aka the Tweaker, comes up and tries to sneak Jinwoo at the same time that Baraka goes in for an attack. But then Jinwoo creates a smoke screen and then, who the fuck is this? So it turns out when Jinwoo made that smoke screen, he killed this Tweaker and made him his soldier in the span of half a second, bruh. Like, that is some demonic ass shit. Anyways, these two keep boxing, and it's crazy because Baraka is actually keeping up with a fucking 1v3 between Jinwoo, Igris, and this new shadow that Jinwoo later renames Iron. While fighting each other, Jinwoo gets his dagger knocked away, but then he suddenly becomes Thor the way that he recalls his dagger and points it back towards Baraka, but he dodges that shit too. However, it opens a window for Iron to start hugging Baraka like a senior asking a freshman where his hug at. And then these fucking shadow mages all charge up a fireball at this man Baraka and shoot it at him while Iron is bear hugging him. Like, holy shit, dog, this isn't even a jumping anymore. This is just a straight straight up execution. But to my surprise, this motherfucker survives this shit, and Baruka looks like he about to turn up and get some sort of Super Saiyan power up. But then Jinwoo is just like, yeah, nah, cut that bullshit out. And he ends up sneaking him and stabbing him in the stomach. After pulling this shit, he says to him, yeah, nah, you're for sure done. And then he walks away from bro without saying another word and turns invisible and leaves him with iron spawning in a very comically large hammer and just demolishes him, and he gets the whole Toji treatment. You guys see what I did there? And I know this whole fight was really hype and the animation was really good, but the craziest shit wasn't even this whole segment. I'm not even gonna lie. It's what happened after it. So after beating Baruka, Jinwoo levels up, but then this man Iron is relentlessly beating this man's body, and Sung Jinwoo, being the nonchalant king that he is, tells him to chill out and walks away, while bro just stares at him looking confused and proceeds to start emoting with the rest of the Shadow Army. And after beating him, they get to go home, but then the Tiger Guild leader tries to talk to Jinwoo, but he tells him to fuck off, so he's like, alright, understandable, have a nice day, and leaves with Jinna's friend. And he tells his advisor, yo, I'ma need you to recruit that man right this fucking instant, cause he already knows that this man Jinwoo is simply him. Meanwhile, Jinwoo drops off Jinna's friend for the night, who by the way is a minor. But when she says goodnight to him, she starts blushing. Yeah, she into him. But it's not like Jinwoo is going to go along with this behavior, right? So the next morning, after staring into the mirror, questioning his overall sanity, his homeboy comes to go scoop him, but then he's like, actually, we gonna make a pit stop real quick. And this man is picking up, oh hell no, the fucking underage girl, bruh. And when they pick her up, she did her makeup this time. And I just want y'all to take a big fucking guess to why she did this shit. Bro, why is Jinwoo in the backseat enabling this shit, bruh? And his homeboy proceeds to get the whole anime cliche of hearing a conversation but missing all the context. This is basically what he heard. Yo, were you able to sleep last night after I absolutely blew your back out? Stop! You play too much. So his homeboy thinking that Jinwoo cosplaying as P. Diddy. But what is he gonna do? Tell him no? We're gonna talk about Solo Leveling's most recent episode and why this man Jinwoo gotta be studied on how much he just be aura farming, bruh. So we're back in this dungeon battle arena where Jinwoo and the rest of the active strike team follow the orcs too, and they are all heavily surrounded. And when they see the boss, he's like, pussies for real. And then his aura starts to fucking overwhelm almost the entire strike squad, and everybody starts shitting themselves being like, damn, he really about to rock my shit. And just from his aura alone, they realized how unmatched these guys were up against him and his entire army. Like, bro, this matchup was the equivalent of Anthony Davis blocking the shit out of some random kid in his driveway. And bro just starts disrespecting them and threatening them, being like, I'm about to kill y'all slowly, one by one, and torture y'all by having to look at the TikTok December 22 incident. And then their squad leader suddenly think he Captain America or some shit because he's like, everybody now, charge! But not a single one of them motherfuckers followed him, bro. Like, who the fuck does this man think he is? In this show, unless your name is Sung Jinwoo or you're an S-rank, nobody gonna listen to that bullshit. Like, these motherfuckers acting like when everybody found out that Luka Doncic got traded to the Lakers, they thought the second tower just got hit. So when he saw everyone pussied out, he was like, fine, I'll do it myself. But this guy ain't no damn Thanos, bruh. And this is where bro fucked up, because this man blocks his attack with a shield and he starts controlling fucking gravity, bruh, and starts virtually curb stomping this man constantly while everybody's just sitting back watching this shit. And bro is one blow away from death. But luckily Sung Drippy Woo comes in and saves the day, and he's like, hey yo, bruh, I know I wasn't supposed to get involved or not, but I'll air this bitch out if you just say the word. And bro on life support with literally no other option, because he knows ain't nobody gonna do shit, is like, yo, kill them motherfuckers, bruh. And Jinwoo was like, I bet, say less. And he's like, arise. Like, dog, I know I say this all the time, but the pull-up game is always a 10 out of 10 with these motherfuckers. Also, we see the fucking fit, bruh. God damn. Anyways, Jinwoo starts talking that shit, being like, damn, bruh, it's about to be a terrible matchup for you. And they just get to fucking on some orcs. Pause. And bro, Jinwoo's soldiers are absolutely dusting these motherfuckers. Bro got them so fucking overpowered after his previous training arc, bruh. Not to mention, Jinwoo is getting on the action himself. And bro, peep the animation on this shit. My god. Like, I'm slowing this shit down and I can't even tell what is going on other than he's fucking these guys up. But this dungeon boss is spamming every single OP attack he has just to make sure that Jinwoo can't close the gap. A little bit further into the fight, after Jinwoo's army just dropped half this dude's army, Jinwoo downed a bottle of Henny and was like, I'ma show you the true power of a necromancer, and proceeded to turn bro's army of orcs into Jinwoo's own army of orcs, bruh. And then Jinwoo's just like, yeah, bro, what I just did to your entire army, I'ma fucking do to you next. Like, bro, what has Jinwoo been fed lately? Who's teaching him this disrespectful shit? Bro is the actual reincarnation of King Von. What the fuck? But then suddenly, bro just starts tweaking out and goes back to pulling out every fucking trick in his book to try and kill this man Jinwoo. Trying to blind this man, trying to put this man to sleep on some demonic Pokemon shit, only for Jinwoo to be like, bruh, like I said, your shit does not work on me, little bro. Don't even try that shit. While at the same time dusting off his shoulder and be like, hey, yo, get this nasty shit off my trip, bruh. Like, bro, I don't even know what to say anymore at this point, bruh. Jinwoo's actually just a fucking goat. He knows this motherfucker for real can't do shit to him, and for the rest of this fight, Jinwoo is just straight up flexing. So this motherfucker turns into a giant, and Jinwoo's like, hey, bro, don't try to give me PTSD now. While this dungeon boss starts spamming this dragon fire move, but Jinwoo just emerges from the smoke and poked his eye out and was like, growing in size only made you an easier target, gang. And from here on out, it was raps. Bro used a chain that was damn near 10 times heavier in size and brought this motherfucker down. And everybody is just completely stunned at what the fuck just happened, because this is Jinwoo completely blowing his cover of how strong he really is. This man even got all the HUDs in a trance, bro. Everybody is just looking at this man being like, yeah, nah, he's the main character. And when the smoke clears, Jinwoo is just looking at him with his newly acquired soldiers, and he's like, hey, yo, jump this man. And bro is fighting for his life before Jinwoo eventually has him pull the plug and end the fight. This was some disrespectful shit. And after that whole ordeal, the Hunters Association, everybody else walks up to him, and bro, why the fuck is Jinwoo even surprised? You literally asked bro if you could take over and air the bitch out. You thought they would just walk away? Anyways, this man Jinwoo has so much aura. The association has dedicated themselves to protecting bro and his information. Like, if this doesn't scream I have immense aura and nobody can fuck with me, I don't know what does. And when they left, bro got the HUDs geeking, and he ain't even say a word to her. We're gonna be talking about solo leveling's most recent episode, which in all honesty solidified Jinwoo as the undisputed GOAT. So let's talk about it. So the episode starts off with Jinwoo battling this demon in a suit of armor, and this is nothing but light work for this man, quite literally grabbing them by the fucking throat. But before bro could finish the demon off, a female voice calls out from the suit of the armor and says, revealing this person as a demon baddie named Essel who pleads for her life. And Jinwoo, visibly tired of this fucking bullshit, is just like, alright, whatever, I'ma let you go, and proceeds to turn his back on her. But then this trifling ass demon thought she could sneak this man Jinwoo, only to find out the hard way that sneaking does not work on the go, which she immediately regrets. So Jinwoo starts interrogating her, being like, yo, where can I get the access to the next level of the tower? And she reveals that her family is keeping the entry permit in their castle and even knows the locations to the next levels. And Jinwoo, despite her trying to sneak him like 30 seconds ago, decides to trust her and is guided back to her family castle. But the second that Essel walks in with Jinwoo, her father is like, oh hell no, Essel, who the fuck is this? As it is revealed that bro could see Jinwoo's entire army hiding inside his shadow. So bro orders everybody in the castle to prepare and jump this man, but he knows this man Jinwoo is the guy who had been wiping out the previous level bosses like it was nothing, and knew that he was no match for him. Like, bro, trying to jump Jinwoo would be like running 900 miles per hour into a brick wall. It's not a good idea whatsoever. So he concedes and gives Jinwoo the entry permit for the next floor. But then Jinwoo's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna need to borrow your daughter too. And when Essel's father hears this shit, he was actually about to crash out, misinterpreting Jinwoo's demand as him trying to date down his daughter. But then Jinwoo's just like, ayo, it's not like that, just as a guide for the next floors up. So Jinwoo starts climbing even more levels with Essel within the tower and leveling up his soldiers until he reaches the 100th floor, which he encounters the demon lord slash king Baron and his big ass dragon ready to square up with him. Oh yeah, this guy also has an army of his own as well, and these motherfuckers get to boxing. And my god, this shit was for real, an all-out war with all of Jinwoo's generals fucking shit up. And this shorty Essel is discombobulated by this shit and is about to get caught in the crossfire of everything happening around her. But of course, like bread and butter, whenever a baddie is in trouble, Jinwoo is always there to pull up and save them. And this is when we finally get to see Jinwoo give this shit everything he got, using his stealth and dash skill to try to sneak Baron, but bro blocks this shit effortlessly and throws this man across the field like an angry child throwing his controller after dying in Fortnite, while hurling this death beam of doom at Jinwoo, which also acts as a honing missile. But then Jinwoo calls backup from Igris and Fang and is like, hey yo, jump this man! And bro, you already know the animation on another level when cubes are flying all over the screen during a fight scene, and they end up absolutely smoking this fucking dragon. And later on in the fight, we end up seeing some more peak animation with Jinwoo's army literally jumping this man Baron. And dog, this dude Baron gotta be a Pokemon or something, cause he be spamming this fucking hyper beam on God, and it's fucking working. And while Jinwoo's army tries to jump Baron, Jinwoo himself tries to sneak him, but this dude for real got that fast ass reaction time and yagas this man Jinwoo, but he gets bailed out just barely by his shadow army, which is when Jinwoo realizes he's out of mana and it's only him against Baron now. No Igris, Iron, Tank, or Fang to bail him out again. And before these motherfuckers get to scrapping again, it starts to rain. And bro, these motherfuckers are moving so fast, I deadass didn't even realize they moved until it cut to them boxing and going blow for blow. And yo, this animation is just so beautiful to look at, bro. I'm not even gonna lie, I can't even keep up with like half of the shit that's going on right now, man. All I caught from that is that they for real got Jinwoo moving like Sonic or some shit, pulling out these fucking spinning attacks. But Baron ends up using his fucking hyper beam attack again, and Jinwoo loses both his daggers and blocks Baron's strike. Like dog, they for real got this man Jinwoo thinking he Captain America or some shit with his pose. I'm dead as fuck. Now y'all might be wondering, how does bro make it out of this shit? He lost his army, his weapons, and bro looks like he about to get put on a missing child poster. What can he do now? Well, first off, Essel comes with the fucking alley-oop to Jinwoo, distracting Baron for a second so that Jinwoo could pull all this man's arms out. Holy fucking shit. He for real got this man looking like a Barbie doll 7 seconds inside of a daycare. God damn. And Jinwoo puts the nail in the coffin to end this fight with a quite literally explosive ass punch. Like bro for real created another panel for Blue Lock. And the episode ends with the rain clearing up and telling Essel that her family runs this shit now. Anyways, what's the conclusion for this video? Not only did he bag a literal demon, he pieced up the person regarded as the demon lord. If that ain't goat shit, I don't know what is, bruh. Jinwoo versus the Ant King has got to be one of the best fades ran I've ever seen. So let's talk about it. So after the S-rank hunters get their shit ran by the Ant King and are left to be jumped by a full army of ants, Jinwoo finally decides that right now is the perfect time to pull up. Now when all the S-ranks are getting belted ass by the Ant King, right after two motherfuckers are basically on life support. And I know some of y'all might be wondering, why didn't bro just pull up earlier? He could have saved two hunters getting put out of commission. Well, I think the answer is pretty clear. Jinwoo's sole purpose in life is not to be the strongest. His sole purpose is to just aura farm at any chance he gets, even if it's at the inconvenience of other people. Like, there is no fucking reason he had to be posted up on this tower at the end of the previous episode, sitting like this. Bro is literally doing this shit for the love of the game. As long as Jinwoo moves like a prime SGA and looks clean anytime he does says anything, motherfucker don't care if a million baddies are in danger. And bro, peep this shit. Bro nonchalantly appears behind Tiger looking motherfucker with his hands in his pockets, not amused by anything at all. Bro is just a chill guy for real. So Jinwoo gets them all healed up using the potions that he has, but Cha couldn't get healed because her health status was way too fucking low for the medicines work. Shorty was for real about to get cooked and bite the dust by a fucking ant. That's just sad. But before they could leave to get to safety, the Ant King pulls up after dealing with Goto's sorry ass and sees Jinwoo as his next target. So Jinwoo, like the aura farmer he is, just starts walking towards him and calmly stares this motherfucker down. Meanwhile, everybody looking at Jinwoo crazy like he just started backflipping and flying away from them. Cause they all looking at this motherfucker Jinwoo like, oh nah, he about to get cooked. However, what I am about to present to you is one of the best fades ran in anime history. So bro starts asking Jinwoo if he's the king of humans, in which Jinwoo responds by talking that shit, being like, damn, I didn't even know your stupid ass could speak. So the Ant King just starts screeching like a motherfucker, and Jinwoo's just like, man, get your stink ass breath out of my face. Meanwhile, the broadcast is restarted, and everybody sees that Jinwoo is the only one standing against this Ant King and his army. And Chairman Go already know this motherfucker's the MVP. So he starts getting hyped, being like, yes sir, that's my boy, Jinwoo. Beat the brakes off this man right now. So the fight starts off with the Ant King absolutely decking Jinwoo right in the face, which catches everybody off guard and has the Ant King thinking that shit was just easy. But when the smoke clears, he realizes Jinwoo ate that sorry ass punch. So Jinwoo starts hacking and hit this man with a mean right, and they just keep going back and forth, trading hit after hit. Like bro, they were for real out here boxing. No weapons at all, just straight hands. Like bro, this shit is absolute cinema. Jinwoo proceeds to then hit him with a mean gut check, which sends bro flying. But then the Ant King's freaky ass tries to stun Jinwoo with some poison, which for the millionth time does not work on this man. So Jinwoo grabs this man's arm and counters the shit out of him. At this point, the Ant King for real think that Jinwoo's just cheating or something. So bro's like, I bet I'ma transform. And as he's transforming, this motherfucker Jinwoo is not even the slightest bit phased. Bro's looking at this shit like, is this nigga serious? But I can't lie, this transformation was actually tough as hell. But this is where these motherfuckers actually get to scrapping. And dog, my eyes were simply blessed with this animation. However, we gotta talk about a certain frame within this fight, which honestly, Jinwoo lost some aura for this shit. I can't even lie. Shout out to the motherfuckers on TikTok, because I would have never caught this in a million years. So the fight's going on like normal, right? Bam, right there, you missed it. I'ma run it back. Did you see it? Probably not. I'ma play it again, and this time I'ma slow it down and pause on the exact frame I'm talking about. Nigga, what the fuck? Bro, what are you doing? The animators decide to flash us with some Sung Jin cheeks for a single frame. Like bro, someone deadass drew this frame, and the studio working on this thought, yeah, let's put this shit in. Crack out and everything. Like dog, are you fucking serious, bro? Why do he got his cheeks out and shit? Oh my god. But continuing on with the fight, these motherfuckers were for real so fast they turned into streaks of color. Meanwhile, everybody who is spectating or looking at this fight are in complete astonishment. These motherfuckers can't even keep up with anything that's going on. And low-key, me neither, bruh. How are motherfuckers supposed to commentate this shit if they just turn into a red and blue line every 5 seconds? These motherfuckers were just going crazy. Jinwoo then starts to hit a fucking brawlhalla combo on this man, throwing his daggers and hitting the fucking... Bro for real think he Deku him, bro, with this one for all bullshit. Bro was comboing him so hard, the effects of bro getting hit happened a solid second after Jinwoo threw all his punches. And understandably so, this move actually had the Ant King tweaking bad. So bro slammed Jinwoo to the floor and was literally a dick away from ending this man Jinwoo's career. But then Jinwoo's OP ass got an upgrade mid-fight and filleted this motherfucker. Oh my god. And at this very very moment, the Ant King realized he done fucked up. Bro was fearing for his life because of this man Jinwoo. So he just starts fucking booking it. But Jinwoo was not gonna let this shit slide. Bro turned into a fucking Beyblade and just severed this man's arms. And with Jinwoo's army absolutely dominating the fuck out of the Ant army, it was pretty much raps. Bro even tried fleeing a second time, but Jinwoo was like, bring that ass back here right the fuck now. And this is when he just started going ham, slicing and dicing until this motherfucker was deceased, bruh. Had this motherfucker on all fours trying to crawl away and shit. Like, bro, this man is just on another level. Y'all see what I did there? Anyways, that's gonna be it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and a comment down below on what anime you'd like me to make a video on next. And I'll see y'all in the next one. We out this up.